Hey, what's up folks? Jesse with Southern Reels Fishing, and I am excited tonight because I finally get some time to work on my new Outback. Had this thing almost a week now and I haven't done anything to it yet, which is terrible. One of the first mods I'm going to do is install a circular hatch in this back area right here where this circle is, where the Hobie logo is. I'm actually surprised it doesn't come with one from the factory, as decked out as this kayak is. And it would be really nice to have some extra storage. Well, not that you really need more storage, but more so access to the inside of the hull back here in case you need to do something. And it'll definitely be nice when I start hooking up my other accessories to have this access here. And it's pretty much a pretty straightforward process. Now I have a circular hatch kit here that I took out of my other Outback that I had when I upgraded it to the square hatch in the front. Pretty much what I'm going to use on this here. I've already tried it, and this is pretty much the support ring that goes underneath, and it actually fits perfectly. So I know this shouldn't be a problem at all. What I'm going to do is basically take that under support ring that we got here, just flip it upside down, kind of lay it right where it needs to be and center it in the opening, and then take a marker and basically mark this inside edge with a Sharpie all the way around. It kind of give us pretty much a cut line, and take a good look at it, make sure it's centered, you know. Looks pretty good. I think it'll be fine. All right, so we got our mark here now. So what that's going to be is pretty much a guide for where we cut. Now we need to cut it just slightly larger than this, a good 1/8 of an inch the other side of this line all the way around. So it's kind of just a guide. It's not our exact cut line. For the cut, I'll actually be using this little air saw right here that I have in my shop. You could use a jigsaw. Honestly, you could even use a hand saw if you had to, which would be kind of hard, but you could. Most people would probably have a jigsaw available that would work fine for this. Just a wood blade, you know, would work fine as well. And also you're going to use a drill bit, give you a couple starter holes, and what I'll do is just drill probably just one on each side to give me a starter hole to cut, and then cut around. So this is the part right here that's a little nerve-wracking when you actually are drilling a hole in your brand new kayak that you have. So you just got to go for it. So I'm going to line it up just inside of that line, drill a hole. Line it up just inside of that line and drill a hole. All right, make sure you don't drill through the bottom of the kayak. All right, and then we're going to take a little air saw that I got, or jigsaw, or whatever you have available. All right, folks, hold on right there just 1 second. There's something I got to add to this. I did notice that after I had made my initial cut here, that the steering cables run right through this area here and right through this area here to the back. Now, those are clear of the cut by a good 3/4 of an inch to an inch on each side, so I don't believe you ever would have to worry about them. And they're also within a protected plastic sheath, which is very nice. But the lift cable for the rudder right here actually runs about right where you see it right there naturally. So the cut around this very edge would catch it. Now, when I was making my cut, it did catch it, but thankfully, because of the saw that I'm using, which is this little body air saw right here, and the fact that it has a very fine tooth blade on it, it didn't cut my cable. But if I had been using like a jigsaw, like I mentioned, with a wood blade, like most of you guys out there probably would be using, it would have tore the cable all to pieces. So I just wanted to add this in. Easiest way to deal with this though is to make sure that you've got the cable loose like that, which, you know, deploys the rudder down. And what you can do is reach down with something and lift this rudder up and secure it like that. And what that does, if you notice, if I let it down, that cable comes tight. When I lift it up, it goes slack and lays down out of the way. So that would allow you to make your cut without interfering with that cable there. Anyway, I really wanted to add that in just to keep any of y'all out of trouble if you try to do this. So anyway, carry on. And very carefully, takes time to make the cut. Yep, there we go. We have a big hole in my brand new kayak. Now I'll take the shop vac, clean up all the dust. Alrighty, now we're going to deburr this in a second, but I'm just going to try real quick just to make sure we got it big enough. And we do. Alright folks, I got a little piece of sandpaper here, and basically I'm just going to use this to get all these raggedy shavings off. Kind of just work my way around. Shot back again. Alright, we got it all nice and smooth. I want to get all them little shavings and stuff off just to make sure none of them actually get between the seal, because we don't want any leaks. So we've already tried it, fits beautiful. I'm actually going to mount it with the hatch on this side of it. That way it opens up that way, like that. Now basically, now we got it all deburred nice. I'm going to lay this up here, kind of get it in its final resting position. However it's going to go. Then I'm going to take a Sharpie and go around each hole and just make a little mark where each hole is. Like so. Then I got, say, roughly 3/16 drill bit, and we're going to pre-drill these holes to help the screws kind of pass through it easier and tighten the whole assembly together a little easier. Alright, shot back again. Alright, make sure those screws will pass through, and they will. Very important stainless steel screws here. 10 by 1 actually, from Lowe's. Go ahead and take this ring here now, slip it down inside the kayak. It's actually got this split in it here that helps you feed it in. You just rotate it right in like so. And it goes with the flat part up, of course. Got the ring in there now, so I flipped the thing over here. I'm ready to put the gasket on the actual piece here. And get everything stretched out and lined up. And take and flip this back over. Carefully set it in there, make sure you don't mess that gasket up. And then line the holes up. I like to go ahead and stick a couple screws through, front and the back, just make sure everything is lined up and good so far. Gasket's in place, lined up the way it should be. You've got to make sure you get that gasket right. No wrinkles or nothing, because you'll have a massive leak if it's wrong. Alright, then we're just going to take this sport ring. I'm going to put the split at the very front. And you just hold it up, line up one of the screw holes. Let's say we start with this back screw here. And we'll take an impactor, just a drill. You can do it with a hand screwdriver, honestly, but just going to kind of snug that for now until we get all the others started. I like to go ahead and get them all started in their holes. Make sure everything is lined up before I really tighten anything up. Alright, everything has lined up perfectly. Alright, so now we're just going to run the screws in snug. I like to go in a crisscross pattern. Alright, there we go. We got them all started and snugged up. Move these screws out the way. Now, as far as the final torquing, I like to do everything by hand, just to be careful. You don't want to strip anything out. So we just work our way around, work them in until they're good and tight. I don't really have a recommended foot pounds or nothing like that. It's just whatever feels good. You can kind of turn them and tell when they all feel about the same. Alright folks, there you go. We got an operational hatch in the back of our Outback now. It allows us access all up inside of the hole for running accessories and stuff like that, or if we ever need to work on any of the rudder cables or anything. Also, it gives us more storage. We could drop one of the buckets in here to have whatever we might need to store in it. I just think it's a logical thing to do right here. Now you do have to be careful, like I said, when you cut, because there are steering cables that run right through this area. Same on this side right here. Your cuts come very close to them. You definitely just have to be aware of that and take your time with it. But all in all, it's a very easy mod. Definitely a nice thing to have on the back of your kayak. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.